Psalm 42. As the deer pants for streams of water, so I long for you, O God. I thirst for God, the living God. When can I come and stand before him? Day and night I have only tears for food, while my enemies continually taunt me, saying, where is this God of yours? I want to talk about losing the sense of God in your life. Some things are really hard to express, to bring out. I was reading about this Egyptian tomb, and when they brought the artifacts out of the tomb and held them up to the light to see what they were, they turned to powder and were lost. And it's like that when you bring some thoughts out of your mind. Some things are too delicate to be expressed, or it seems a bit shallow when you say it, a bit vulgar, and it loses its fragrance. And this psalm, to me, is very precious because it pictures something that can't easily be expressed in words. And it reminds me that the human heart is the same in every age, in every nation. We're still tied by the same stuff. You know what I'm saying? So Psalm 42 speaks of this grief of losing your sense of God in your life. It's a desperate kind of hollowness. And you feel that Jesus prayed this psalm, as with many of the others, feeling that sort of sense, my God, why hast thou forsaken me? And in this psalm here in verses 6 and 7, it says, deep calls to deep at the thunder of thy cataracts. Your breakers, your waves have rolled over me. Oh, life is too much. The man who wrote this psalm had a spiritual thirst. My soul thirsts for God, for the living God. When shall I come and appear before God? And there's a desire in the human heart which you can express as a yearning for eternity. In Ecclesiastes it says, you have set eternity in our hearts, O Lord. And we're made, I believe, we're constructed so that nothing that is limited can ultimately satisfy. And so we get this sort of sense of freedom. I really get a buzz out of mountains, or looking into the ocean, or looking into the night sky. It's a sort of a sense of boundlessness. We cannot be satisfied ultimately with things that can be contained. We're designed for eternity. That's the point. And so we can never quite be satisfied with the world around us. There must be something more than this. And even the drive towards more, even on the lowest terms, even the drive towards more money, more success, more fast cars, is part of the same desire for more, which is the desire for eternity, desire for pushing past any boundaries. It's a yearning. It's a human thing. It's right at the heart of us. And so, ultimately, to be human, in a sense, is never to rest. Is always to push forward. And whoever is satisfied with what he does is satisfied with too little. C.S. Lewis had this wonderful line in his book, The Last Battle, where it says, come further up and further in. And with God there is an exploration. There is never an arrival point. Every new arrival point is a departure gate for more. There is always more. And it's like Paul said in 1 Corinthians 2 verse 9, when he said, eye has not seen, nor has it entered into the heart of man to imagine what God has prepared for those who love him. Isn't that fantastic? It's a yearning for eternity that the man in the psalm here is expressing. Where is my God? And the writer had lost his sense of God. My soul is athirst for the living God. So what happens next? There's various ways of approaching that yearning and thinking about it. So you heard that joke about the Zen hot dog salesman who gave things to make you one with everything. Terrible. Because eternity is not to be reached mystically. It's because God is personal. And when you reach for eternity, you find a person who is love, not a concept, not a law, not a principle, but a person. Do you remember that Captain Beefheart song from the 60s that said, "The stars up above are running on love"? That's the concept of personality at the centre of the universe, and everything comes into that. The motherboard of the cosmos comes in every pipe and tube in the body, every micro and macro way of looking at things, because the Creator is love. And it's the expression of love that created the softness of clouds and the purity of snow, that created us. And if not, then all this stuff that's inside me, all the insight and wisdom and skills and ability and human affection and pleasure in human fellowship is just nothing. Just nothing. They're just abstractions, and we're here in the universe on our own, just a collection of atoms on our dreary way to the compost heap. I don't believe it. And according to the Hebrew Bible, the centre point of the revelation of God is this: I am that I am. And that word "I am" is declared personality, and it contains within itself the suggestion of God who reveals himself. I am that I am. The voluntary approach of the Creator to the creature. And that's why these psalms explode with that personal, passionate, individual attachment. It's a person asking for and receiving the knowledge of relationship with God. And it's where life itself really begins, spiritual life. Amen? Do you receive it today? God bless.